Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. So, yesterday, yesterday, was it last night? I don't know. I've watched every single I I've watched every single live action Transformers movie. Cuz at this point I skipped 4 and 5 cuz at the time I saw how they did in the box office at that time, and they did not do they didn't do good in the box office. They did okay in the box office. Also, they weren't really my thing. But I did watch Transformers. I did watch Bumblebee. I did a review of that. Oh, I think I did a couple reviews of that. I did Rise of the Beasts 2 years ago, and last year I did a review of and I recently did Transformers 1, and now I've done a review of all 4 of the previous ones. And this is the last one of the Michael Bay ones, which I would say is canon to the 3 prequels and the 3 Shia LaBeouf ones. But this one is It's just I mean, the Last Night is a pretty good Transformers concept. Transformers The Last Night is a pretty good concept. Also, can we just appreciate that Anthony Hopkins flipped off a cop in this movie? Like, a British cop, I believe. Interesting, but not bad. Not bad. Although, I do feel like this one kind of needs a follow-up, because the way they left it was more of a ambiguous ending. And, like, don't get me wrong, Transformers has a beloved fan base and has a bunch of comics and has so many toys out of it. But the movie doesn't feel complete. The saga doesn't feel complete. You know, I feel like we need a third. I feel like we need another movie with Mark Wahlberg reprising his role to wrap up the character arc of his character and make the Shia LaBeouf movies and these 2 ones feel complete. Also, it does take place. I wanna guess that it takes place about a year to maybe like 6 months to a year after the events of Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. So, which is, if we're going by canon status, it's Transformers 7. But that's if you include the prequels, which I do count as canon. But other than that, not bad. Pretty decent. Not the best, not the worst. Just felt kind of lacklustering. Plus, like, Michael Bay has literally done. I feel like Michael Bay was kind of feeling burnt out at this point in time, because you could definitely tell with 4 and 5 that there was a burnout happening. Cause the dude's been working on freaking, at this point, Michael Bay's been working on Transformers for literally over a freaking decade at this point. So, makes sense that this 4 and 5 weren't critically acclaimed by fans, because you could feel that there was burnout happening. Like, it was pretty obvious that there was burnout. Plus, the dude's been working on Transformers for a decade at this point. A freaking decade. 3 Shia LaBeouf movies. 2 with Mark Wahlberg. Burnout. Also, I feel like there should be another one pretty soon with Michael Bay and Mark Wahlberg. With Mark Wahlberg reprising his role and Michael Bay coming back to direct what might be or should be the end of the Mark Wahlberg trilogy. You know, and then if you want to go crazy, bring Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg back for another to team up together with the Autobots. I think that would work. You got Shia LaBeouf and you got Mark Wahlberg. Pretty classic duo. Could be something there if you have those two together. But that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys so far for right now. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day. Thanks. Catch you guys on the flip side.